This is fiction. But the city you're about to walk into has real tunnels, real voids, real rooms beneath the streets. The last time we left the file, the map changed. It drew the outline again, and inside it, 2 words appeared. You are here. Then I traced the seam, and the screen answered back, not for you. A new mark showed up on the photograph, an arrow, pointing to the river, a coordinate, and a date, 1894. So I did what investigators always do when a clue gives you a place. I went there, not to the surface, to what lies underneath. Lisbon has an underground most tourists never see. Stone corridors, hidden galleries, old structures still holding the city up, and I knew the perfect cover to get close. A guided tour, a rare opening, a hatch in the street that leads into the Roman galleries beneath the city. I told myself I was chasing history, but I wasn't. I was chasing the seam. The coordinate led me to a spot by the river. On the surface it looked normal. A stretch of sidewalk, tourists, traffic, light. But on my phone, the dot sat perfectly still, as if it was waiting. I met the guide at the hatch. A small crowd, nervous excitement, flashlights. Nobody thinking about how strange it is that a city can hide a corridor for 2,000 years and still act surprised when it opens. We went down. The air changed fast, cooler, damp. The sound of footsteps turned into a hollow echo, stone and brick, arches, a place that feels like the city's ribcage. The guide talked about Rome, about engineering, but I barely listened because something was wrong with my recording. The audio levels kept spiking, even when nobody spoke, like another voice was riding the silence. We reached a wider chamber. The guide swept a light across the walls. Marks, scratches, old signatures, and then I saw it. Not a signature, a symbol. A tiny compass rose, carved into stone. The same style as the one on the door, the same style as the photograph. And below it, a word, faint but unmistakable. APAGAR. Erase. My stomach tightened. Because this wasn't part of any tour. This wasn't Roman. This was the map, alive in stone. I waited for the group to move ahead. Then I stepped closer. I ran my fingers over the carving, and I felt something I can't explain. Not moisture, not slime, a vibration, like the stone was humming, like the wall was listening back. I held up the printed photo of the map. The outline on the paper didn't match the room, but it matched the feeling. Like I was standing on the wrong side of a memory. The guide called for us to keep moving, and in that moment I saw another opening, a narrow gap behind a service panel, the kind of thing you ignore unless you're already obsessed. The coordinate wasn't pointing to the chamber, it was pointing through it. So I did the first unforgivable thing. I stepped away from the group. I slipped behind the panel, and the sound of the tour fell away. Like someone lowered the volume of reality. The tunnel was tighter, lower ceiling, older smell, as if I'd crossed from history into storage, from tour into forgotten. My phone compass glitched, spun, then locked north in the wrong direction, and in the darkness ahead, I saw a line, a chalk line, fresh, the seam. I followed it. The deeper I went, the more I noticed something terrifying. The city above was moving, cars, people, life. But down here, the air felt still, as if time didn't circulate. Then I reached the end, a metal plate bolted into the stone, not a door, a hatch, and etched into it. 1894. I backed up. My mind remembered the other date, 1893. The door in the alley, the tallies. So why 1894? A second draft, a second attempt, a second correction. I placed my palm on the plate. The vibration returned, stronger. A low electrical hum, then a sound, paper turning, right below my hand, and a voice inside the metal. A whisper that felt too close. If you draw the line again. I looked down at the photo. I noticed a detail I'd missed. Inside the outline district, tiny street names, so small they looked like scratches. But one name was blacked out, redacted. I held the photo closer to the plate. and the blacked out label started to lighten. Like ink dissolving, a sentence appeared. Open only when the city forgets. My phone vibrated. No signal. But a message came through anyway. Unknown number. 2 words. Finish it. I stared at the chalk seam on the ground. It was incomplete. It stopped right at the plate, like someone wanted me to complete it, to decide what gets erased. I pulled out a piece of chalk. Don't ask me why I had it. Investigators carry stupid things. Lucky things. My hand hovered over the stone. If I draw the line, does the city forget me? Or does it forget something else? I lowered the chalk and I touched the stone. A single stroke. Instantly, the tunnel breathed. A gust of cold air rose up. The metal creaked, and behind me, in the direction of the tour, I heard screams, not loud, muffled, like someone shouting through thick paper. I froze, because the screams weren't coming closer, they were fading, as if the people were being turned down, erased. I ran back toward the chamber, but when I reached the edge, it was empty. No guide, no crowd, just the echo of my own breath, and on the floor, a pamphlet from the tour, folded neatly, stamped in red ink, reserved. I stumbled back to the hatch, back to daylight. People were there, traffic, normal life, as if nothing happened. I checked my phone. The map had changed. A new label inside the outline, not "You are here." A countdown. 1894, 7 days. And underneath, a coordinate, deeper, further under the river.